Supply chain transformation and enterprise alignment through SAP deployment is my topic here. And I will talk you for the next 20 minutes or so, give you the Delphi journey in terms of what we did to get from where we were in terms of where we are. Good afternoon, my name is Raj Alawalia, and I'm the Global Director of IT Solutions for Delphi. And my responsibility within Delphi is in terms of implementation of any and all IT projects that include ADM, that also includes infrastructure, whether it's network or hosting, SAP, non-SAP, and other applications as well. My hi to the folks on the web as well. And today I'll be talking about 4 distinct topics. I'll be talking about the story of Delphi, Delphi and its business strategy. I'll be talking about the role of IT to meet the business strategy of the business, the role of SAP in terms of our supply chain transformation, and also our TCS Delphi relationship. Okay, so in terms of who is Delphi, what do we do? So Delphi is in the business of making electronics and other technologies for the automotive, commercial vehicle, and other adjacent markets. We believe we are the market leaders in many of these product lines. And as the picture shows over there, we make components that include electronics in the car, that is the driver information systems, the wiring harnesses. We make powertrain control systems, both gasoline and diesel. We also make HVAC, thermal and cooling for the automotive vehicle. And also we have our independent service and solutions division as well. In terms of our vision, we want to be recognized by our customers as their best supplier in the automotive space, and that leads to challenges within IT, and we believe IT is a key enabler in this area. Delphi is first and foremost a technology company. We believe in innovation. We believe we provide value through our product differentiation. In addition to that, however, we also want to be recognized by our customers for operational execution. And from an IT perspective, we continue to be a key enabler in terms of making sure that all our facilities are humming at the level that they should be producing at, and making sure that we are able to provide connectivity, making sure we're able to provide innovation tools, making sure we're able to move data back and forth, and so forth. In terms of our company profile, we had a revenue last year of $16 billion US dollars. Many of you probably are aware of the automotive industry transformation. We were smack in the middle of that transformation. Between 2009, we had a revenue of about 9 to 10 billion. In the last 3 years, we moved up to about 16 billion, and we are rapidly growing as well. We operate in 30 plus countries, a large number of manufacturing facilities, and a large number of global technical centers as well. I'll talk a little bit more about that in the next slide. A total employment of about 100,000. So the challenge for IT is to be able to make sure that we can connect the facilities together like I talked about before, and be able to provide the technologies that promote innovation. So that's a key agenda for the company, and that's a key area where IT continues to provide value for the business units. A quick snapshot of where we are located globally. As you can see, these are a few of the locations where our product development innovation takes place: Detroit, Michigan, Luxembourg, Poland, China, Bangalore, India, Brazil, Juarez, and other locations as well. The amount of information that moves between these locations to allow us to do the product development as well as to work closely with our customers is a key business priority and also is a key IT priority. We service almost any and all automotive OEMs in the world. We are very diverse in terms of our portfolio. We are very diverse in terms of our support for the OE customers. No single customer accounts for more than 19% of our global sales, even though you guys might know that we spun off from GM many years ago, so GM continues to be our largest single global customer. But essentially across the world, whether it's Asia Pacific, Japanese OEMs, Korean OEMs, European OEMs, as well as North American OEMs, we are a leading provider of automotive components to them. We heard in the keynote speaker this morning talk about megatrends. We are very focused on the global megatrends, whether they are people megatrends or the political megatrends or the technological megatrends, and we try to drive our company strategy on the basis of those megatrends. And we have 3 themes within our company in terms of what kind of products we produce. And those are safe, green, and connected. That is the company strategy. We produce products that are making the vehicles safer in terms of crash mitigation, in terms of producing radar technologies and so forth. We are also heavily involved in the hybrid and electric vehicle technologies. And certainly we want to produce products which are promoting in-vehicle connectivity. In terms of the business units, there are 5 major business units. One is in terms of wiring harnesses and connectors. We call it electrical and electronic architecture. We have the electronic control modules and infotainment driver information division. We have the powertrain systems I talked about earlier on, and thermal systems, as well as our independent product and services group as well. All right. So the next section, I want to talk a little bit about what are the IT strategies that enable the company to go do what our business strategies are. So from an IT perspective, just to give you a snapshot of what the IT factory looks like at Delphi, we process about 2 million SAP transactions on a daily basis, whether financial transactions or production schedules, logistics, EDI, and others. We send and receive more than 35,000 EDI transactions on a daily basis as well. This is both with our suppliers as well as with our customers to connect the entire supply chain together. We route about 10 terabytes of data on a daily basis between the technical centers I was talking to you about, and that's a key piece of our overall IT enablement to ensure the data moves as fast as it can to allow our engineers to go do the innovation that they need to go do, and also for our manufacturing plants to be able to manufacture and support our customers as needed. We answer about 1,000 requests to the service desk on a daily basis as well globally, and replacing the PCs and other hardware infrastructure. The other piece which is missing from this slide is what we also do. We go live about 250 to 300 projects on a yearly basis, which is roughly about 2 projects every day. So the 3 days I'm here, we've probably gone live 6 more projects back in Detroit. And that's a key change that goes on within the company. And part of it is driven by the fact that we are so diverse in terms of our customer base and our requirements to be able to launch applications, to be able to launch connectivity solutions with our customers is a key requirement both for IT and the business. Now, I talked a little bit about our revenue. We are a growth company, and as such, being in a growth company, it comes with its own set of exciting challenges. We're very excited about the company. We're very excited about the industry. And as a result of which, from an IT standpoint, our CIO is very focused in terms of expanding and building client relationships to be ahead of the business in many ways, to be providing them the high-value services that the business does expect from IT as a true partner. We want to be able to provide Delphi with a speed advantage, and that's key. Speed to market, the competition which is out there in terms of the changes taking place in the industry with the innovation. We want to be able to take data, and that's the key focus of this conference here we talked about too, is how do we take the massive amount of information that gets produced in the company and be able to translate that into meaningful information for the business to go do, that it needs to go do with business analytics and in business intelligence. We want to be able to provide the employees with the right level of technology. We talk about appropriate level of technology. We are not necessarily in terms of the leading edge. We don't need to provide the best out there, but we want to be able to provide appropriate technology to make sure we are cost competitive as well. Collaboration is a key business requirement, is a key business enablement. I talked about the 15 different technical centers. We want to be able to collaborate with them real time. We want to be able to share data real time. We want to be able to make product changes real time, and yet be able to maintain the sanity of the data, be able to make sure that the version control is there, the integrity of the data is maintained while the collaboration is taking place across the various countries. Coming down a little bit, peeling the onion the next level deep in terms of data and its strategy. Moving forward, we have a roadmap that is planning to take us from looking at the various data domains that we have, whether it's production data, financial data, bill of material information, schedules, planning schedules, production schedules, inventory, etc. And we want to be able to prioritize those data domains. We want to be able to cleanse those pieces of information. We have a strategy that is looking at giving to us a single master data strategy that looks at commonizing the various elements of the data is a key enabler for us. We want to be able to, therefore, once we have had a master data consolidation, we want to be able to provide tools to our business clients, which can then allow them to go perform the analysis that they need to go do, whether it's planning analysis, profitability analysis, and so forth. And we also want to be able to model the what-if scenarios. It's very important in our industry. So for example, we had the tsunami in Japan last year. We want to be able to do crisis management. We want to be able to understand which suppliers are affected. We want to be able to understand which plants are going to be impacted. And we want to also be able to understand what does it mean to us in terms of rerouting of our production supplies. So that's a key requirement for us to be able to meet those demands in terms of crisis management. And we had recently a scenario where a manufacturing facility in Germany, producer of a certain plastic resin, had an explosion, and we had to be able to very quickly as a business be able to find new sources of that particular raw material. So this is very important for us to be able to have data in a way which can quickly result in what-if analysis and also resourcing and logistic reprioritization. Now, from the SAP perspective then, we are running 4.6c for the most part, what we call the global instance. About 70% of the company revenue goes through the global instance, but we also have about 30% which is going through other instances as well, both SAP and non-SAP as well. So we are trying to have a strategy which is taking us to a consolidation of our global template, as well as in terms of migrating to ECC 6. We're looking at HANA in a big way. We want to be able to have performance which is adequate. We want to be able to have scalability. We are looking at substantial changes in terms of our business analytic tools. We are looking at Bob J. We are also looking at the ETL and transformation tools and so forth. Those are all part of our ERP consolidation moving forward for the next few years that we will be paying special attention to. All right, the next topic is our the TCS Delphi relationship. I'd like to invite Deb Tripathi. He's the account leader at Delphi on behalf of TCS. And I'll a little bit talk about how this relationship between Delphi and TCS has matured over the years and where it is we want to take it moving forward. So the partnership with TCS started about in 2004 in a smaller scale, more like a staff augmentation, working on small enhancements. 2006, 2007, it moved more into a turnkey project implementations. 2009, 2010, we matured the relationship further, and we brought in TCS as our key SAP partner, both for day-to-day operational support as well as for project work. And moving forward as 2012 and beyond, we want to make sure that we work as a true integrated partner with Deb, you and your team, not only in terms of doing the day-to-day, whether it's operational support or project, but also guiding us in terms of where it is we want to take the role of SAP and all the new technologies that we're seeing around over here. We would look at TCS to be our trusted partner to help us with the roadmap to get there. In terms of the project portfolio now, taking the next level deep in terms of our role of SAP in the supply chain management and so forth, there are three broad categories in which we have done some SAP projects in the last few years. Divestiture, I talked a little bit about the reinvention of the auto industry in the last few years. We had to go through a similar reinvention within our company. We had to move out of the non-core businesses and expand the core businesses. We went through major divestiture, steering divestiture, interior divestiture, brakes and suspension, and so forth. And TCS had a big role to play in terms of getting those projects done for us. We would like to now move into more acquisition mode and we're looking forward to working in that arena as well to be able to integrate other companies into Delphi. ERP consolidation, I talked about that, the next big bucket. This is our migration for example, we did consolidation in India, we did consolidation in Mexico, we did recently coming off some projects in Poland, Spain, France, and other countries as well. So ERP consolidation continues to be an area of big emphasis for us. Supply chain transformation obviously is big to making sure that we have complete efficiency within the supply chain. We've done numerous projects in that area. The next slide, I'll talk a little bit more detail on that. From a supply chain excellence perspective, clearly what we are trying to accomplish, like many of you in the audience as well, we are a manufacturing company. We are also a product innovation company. We want to make sure, we have to make sure that the complete integration and logistics between our supplier, our manufacturing, to our distribution and warehouses, as well as ultimately to our customer, is done in a seamless and efficient manner. We have 4 major areas within the supply chain excellence. Lean ordering is all about lean. It's all about making sure that we have the right inventory, we don't have excess inventory, and we are able to find the best logistics in terms of making sure the ordering process, receiving process, and the inventory processes are completely optimized. Demand variation is another key area for us, because as the macroeconomic conditions change around the globe, the demand from our customers starts to fluctuate. We want to be able to forecast that, we want to be able to manage that, and we want to be able to adjust our production schedules to meet the demand variation. Sequencing is big. For the folks in the auto industry, you will probably know that our customers like Mercedes, GM, Ford, etc., for many of these product lines, are making products which are customized for an individual buyer. So as a result of that, our schedule and shipping schedule has to be very specific. We want to be able to ship a particular product so that it goes into the assembly line of our OE customers at the right time and gets assembled. So even though it's the same product, it could be a car with a DVD, a car without a DVD, could be an audio, could be a CD changer, and they have to go in the right sequence. And the sequencing process is extremely important in the auto manufacturing process, where we have built interfaces between SAP and build-to-order systems. Buy-sell relationships is optimizing the flow of material in the Eurozone, the flow of material in the NAFTA zone, to be able to make sure we take advantage of the taxation rules and as and when they change them. I talked about this, but just to summarize that, everybody knows this I'm selling to the choir. Supply chain excellence benefits are in the process side, financial benefits, cash flow benefits, organizational benefits. The net of this slide really is that from a supply chain perspective, we want to be able to make sure that we have a very robust process for crisis management, for inventory management, for logistics management, for freight management, and making sure that all the elements of the supply chain is completely optimized. The next slide, I talked a little bit about the consolidation. This is just talking a little bit more in terms of the consolidation of SAP in our various global regions from country to country. And as we are trying to not only consolidate, we are also trying to move into a common global template and making sure that we are able to use common business processes as we operate in the various countries. The next slide, a little bit more detail in terms of what specifically we did in conjunction with our friends from TCS in terms of rollout of the divestiture. And we believe our methodology when it comes to divestiture is pretty mature. We basically have a day one and day two process. A day one process essentially does a logical separation within the landscape. It makes sure that the security elements are taken care of. It makes sure that the EDI integration is taken care of, the third-party integration is taken care of. And then once we have run that for about, depending on the divestiture, from 6 months to 18 months, then we move into a day two, which is a complete physical separation. And along with that comes the challenges of data migration. And along with that comes the challenges of making sure that businesses can continue to run while the migrations are taking place. So that brings me to the end of my presentation here. And so I talked a little bit about the 4 elements. I talked about Delphi, I talked about IT at Delphi, the role of SAP, and our relationship with TCS, a little bit about the future Obviously, we did what we did, but we want to now take it to the next level, be able to use HANA, be able to use better business analytics and so forth, and take full advantage as we try to move to the next level of capability. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mark.